Hello, hello, Leo. Welcome to your November 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Leo. And the 2020 readings are going to be coming out in early December. So if you want to make sure you are able to watch those, go ahead and subscribe to this channel just so you can get notified about when those come out. And let's see, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing, and all sorts of other stuff is in the description box, like the decks that I'm using and links to work with me. So let's get started. I'm going to lay this out and then we will dive in. All right, let's start with your oracle cards. So we have seeing the futility is so liberating. This is reminding you to zoom out. So if you're getting overly locked up in wanting something to be a certain way or feeling stuck or like you're not able to move at all, you kind of want to put things into perspective. Like, is it true that there's no way there can be a solution to this? Or is it true that this will matter in 10 years? Just zooming out and shifting your perspective a little bit can help loosen up that seriousness or life or death feeling around the specific situation. So try that out this month. And then we have higher perspective. It doesn't get much more redundant than this, because you do have to look at it from a different perspective. Otherwise, it's just going to be the particular moment expanding, especially if it's negative. And the sooner you can stop that train, or at least slow it down or make it shift onto something new, the better off you're going to be. This doesn't mean you bypass your emotions. You guys know how much I can't stand that. It doesn't mean that you just think positive. Of course not. But the idea that you can zoom out a little bit just to give yourself a moment to breathe, and finding a higher perspective where and when you can is the best thing you can do for yourself. So if you're dealing with something challenging or feeling stuck or wrapped up in something, try to zoom out a little bit and see if that gives you any room to breathe. And then we have clarity. Refine your communication. Be conscious about your true desires before jumping in. Witness, reflect, then move forward with purpose. Okay, and that's also a good one for the perspective cards that you have on the table, because it's about refining just overall. And I would also say this is about the path forward as well. Now, this reading that I'm doing is much different than what I normally do with you guys. So I have past, present, future on the table. Your outer experience, your inner experience. So this is more of the emotional growth, and then what you have going on outside of yourself. And there's no timeline this month. So what you have going on in the past is when you least expect it, or I'm adding the it there. This is just showing the right people, the right opportunities, the right places, the right timing. All of that has proven to be true. And if you're saying, well, Sydney, of course not. I'm in this horrible, awful position. If you are in that state right now. The actual meaning of this transitions into, when have you had the experience of things going your way or working out for your highest good? When has that been true for you? And can you use that data as a way to support you moving forward? Okay, present time, we have you already are. You kind of need to give yourself some credit for the efforts that you've given and how much progress you have made. If you only focus on how much work there is left to do, you're going to get burnt out. You kind of just want to focus on the next step rather than the next 40. So it's interesting. Again, sticking to this theme of zooming out, focus your perspective on how much have you accomplished? How much have you achieved over the past year, 2 years, 5 years? Think about these things and give yourself credit for what you've already done and what you've already made happen. In the future position, anything you want to find, it's out there somewhere. Amen. But the thing is, you want to give yourself credit for where you are in the moment, especially the progress that you have made. Anything that you're asking for moving forward is absolutely available and out there for you. Your only job is to set your intention, have faith, and move forward with purpose, as this card said over here. So gratitude in conjunction with knowing what possibilities lie ahead is going to be a powerful combo for you in November. Now let's get into what's going on outside of yourself in the material world. We have the Four of Wands. Things are coming together. So this is kind of like some of the bumps smoothing out, just in terms of how things are being cultivated in your environment. Maybe you were kind of in a turbulent position and things are getting to that place where it's smooth sailing. Maybe this is something that's more to the effect of you getting super grounded in your environment and that being more comfortable for you. Let's see what else we have going on. Temperance, balance, equilibrium. This just looks like flow. Like finding your flow state and what feels good is going to be a good place to put your attention on and focus on. And I want to remind you that balance and equilibrium is not 50-50. I think there's a misconception with that. I don't believe in like everything being 50-50. It's more of what ratio do you want to exist? What ratio feels good to you? And focusing on that. Let balance just be you incorporating more of something that you may have been kind of neglecting or not using to the best of your ability, and you can weave that in a little bit more as you go. And then we have the Eight of Cups, so a change in perspective. I want to get a little bit I want to get a little bit more context on this. So let me see what this has to say. Five of Cups. How funny. That was my gut when I initially pulled this. I thought it was Five of Cups, but it's not. So the Five of Cups is the disappointment card. And anytime you have the disappointment card, it really does force you to get into mindset. There's kind of nowhere else to go with that. You might grieve for a moment. You might have a change in perspective. You might, feel like things are shifting and evolving, or that you need to kind of take a new approach to this. That's what I'm actually getting from the Eight of Cups. But watch yourself if you're only focusing on what isn't working or what isn't going right. That's just going to be really, really difficult to work with. And so I'm seeing the Five of Cups is reminding you, are you only focusing on what you need to be doing in a way that's punishing? Are you only focusing on what hasn't worked? Are you only focusing on everything bad that has happened to you in your entire life? Are you only focusing on these things? Because that's going to make it really hard for you to feel as though you're able to move forward. So you want to take inventory of what's happening for you mentally and in your feeling state so that you can actually get confidence to do the things that you want to do. Because if you zoom in on that Five of Cups, it's like you're just not going to feel motivated to move. The energy of this then becomes, well, I'm going to fail anyway, or this isn't working, or even though this is causing me great pain, I don't want to deal with what it might feel like if I break out of this pattern. I mean, it could be anything. But the point is, if you don't shift your attention, it won't budge. It'll just kind of suck you in and get you to focus on that. So you have to evolve this somehow, and it really is about where is your attention and energy going at this point in time. Okay, now the subconscious or the internal experience for you in November. King of Pentacles, you're going to have to work on grounding yourself if you aren't already. Because when you start pulling your energy out of your root, it makes you really unstable. And then you kind of get into all of this imbalance up here and focusing on things and people and places that aren't helpful. So the more you can exercise, practicing self-care, grounding, consistency, cooking for yourself. I mean, think like homey, earthy, nourishing your physical body. That's going to be really helpful. And then you have the Nine of Cups. So if you're needing something emotionally, or if you're struggling with something emotionally or spiritually, I would pretty much just ask, hey God, this is what I need. Can you help me figure this out? So you want to spend some time co-creating with that Nine of Cups, because that's going to help you. If you feel like you're in a situation that is not budging, then you need to ask for divine help, is what I would call it. And then we also have Judgment. Let me clarify this. The Chariot. Okay. So when you make a decision, which is the Judgment card, it's full steam ahead. So if you are wanting something, the process looks a little bit something like this. You make a decision, you stick to it, you decide this is what I'm doing now, and then it's full steam ahead from that space, but you have to decide and commit to it. If you're wishy-washy, then it's not going to work. So this is where your fixed energy is really going to help, because if you are deciding and then committing to it, it's going to happen really fast. It's going to repair, it's going to heal, it's going to expand. You're going to get really close to where you want to go if you decide. But if you don't make the decision, or if you're constantly wishy-washy or uncertain about it, it's kind of like you keep changing your order for what you actually want. And don't forget that actions have the most density. So if you continue taking actions that really aren't in alignment with you or don't feel good to you, then you're going to get the same result over and over again. So that's why you have to make the decision, ask for help if you need it, focus on helping your body so that you can feel into it more, and then that's where you're going to have the breakthrough and things are going to move forward with more ease. Now let's do a 3-card pick. Take a deep breath into the diaphragm. Ask a question if you need to. Maybe you're just looking for guidance, whatever it is that you need. If you need more time, just pause the video. Card number 1. 2 of Cups, connection. So perhaps this could be the problem, the solution, or both. What I mean is that if you're asking like, how do I get out of this, or what's the source of this issue, it could be the connection, or it could be that connection is part of what's going to heal the experience that you're having in the present moment. So figure out if this is helpful or harmful connection. That's more of at your discretion. And then from that place, adjust accordingly. Is that something you need to lean into more? Is that something you need to pull your energy away from and not feed the beast anymore? Like what is helping you with this connection piece? And then just act from a place of self-love and alignment. Card number 2, we have the Page of Pentacles. Be willing to show up. Every time I see the Page of Pentacles, it screams, just show up for the things that you're getting called to. And that in itself is the solution. Things will unfold, but you have to show up. If you're staying reserved or hidden or unwilling to move forward or show up to the party, then it's just not going to meet you at that place. So you kind of have to put some skin in the game first in order to see results. And then card number 3, we have the 3 of Cups. Look to friendships. Once again, this kind of has a similar feel as the 2 of Cups. Are these friendships helpful or harmful? Are they nourishing or are they depleting? Take inventory of who you're spending a lot of time with. And that's going to point to either some aches and pains or some areas of expansion and connection. So these 2 cards are reading very similarly. I think this has more to do with your group. This might have more to do with a one-on-one connection. So either one of these, I would say take inventory, check in with your body, and make an aligned decision from that space. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a bit, everybody. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And as always, if you need to work with me one-on-one, you are more than welcome to book a session with me. I am available. So just go to onyxhealing.com or check out the link in the description box for more ways to work with me. I have a lot of good stuff coming up in the coming months. And I also offer more readings on my newsletter, just like little readings that you get sent to your inbox every Sunday. And so go sign up for my newsletter if you're interested in all sorts of content and more readings. And until next time, have a beautiful November, everybody. And I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a bit, everybody. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And as always, if you need to work with me one-on-one, you are more than welcome to book a session with me. I am available. So just go to onyxhealing.com or check out the link in the description box for more ways to work with me. I have a lot of good stuff coming up in the coming months. And I also offer more readings on my newsletter, just like little readings that you get sent to your inbox every Sunday. And so go sign up for my newsletter if you're interested in all sorts of content and more readings. And until next time, have a beautiful November, everybody. And I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.